Hello everybody. My name is Dr. B. Khalilur Rahman, working as Associate Professor in Nallamalla Reddy Engineering College, Department of EC. We are discussing a series of lectures on the FPGA programming. So far, we have discussed the seven video lectures. Now today is our eighth lecture on the FPGA programming. In the second unit, we have seen two video lectures. First video lecture is about the UDM, Universal Design, UDM, that Universal Design, M stands for methodology. We are discussing the methodology, that is the learning outcome 1, UDM and UDM PD. PD stands for programmable devices, that is the learning outcome 1. In the learning outcome 2, we have discussed the design flow, that universal design flow. That is again continued in the learning outcome 3, the universal design methodology. The entire chapter is in and around the UDM, the universal design methodology. So we will be discussing the third learning outcome in the today's lecture. That learning outcome is about the design flow, how the design flow is there, how what will be the design flow, universal design flow. Okay, so for that I'll just share my screen. Share screen, yes. uh, so far we have discussed the learning outcome 1 and the learning outcome 1 is my sixth lecture. Learning outcome 2 is my seventh lecture. Now I am in the learning outcome 3 of the second unit. Uh, these are all the recapitulation of the things, and we have seen up to the simulation. In the previous lecture, we have discussed all these steps and we come up to the simulation. We have seen the design specifications, we have seen the design review, we have seen the choosing of the technology and tool, we have seen the RTL design. Under the design, we have discussed the RTL design, and then a simulation. We have seen the iSIM simulator. We have seen the iSIM simulator. iSIM simulator. There are two simulators available. The Xilinx by default, it will come with the iSIM simulator. If I am talking about a Mentor Graphics is again another software. Xilinx is used for a synthesis purpose and Mentor Graphics is used for a simulation purpose. We are having a Mentor Graphics tool called as a model sim. Model sim or a Questa sim. Now the model sim is replaced with a Questa sim. Model sim. Model sim is a simulator. We have seen a simulation of the all logic gates, and then we have seen a simulation of the parallel ladder with a carry, and we have also seen a simulation of the square root of a number. All these things were discussed in the previous lecture. Okay, so after that simulation, we will be reviewing that design. Again, that simulation, the testing team, again it will test whether the simulation is accurate or not. Then comes the physical implementation. This part, physical implementation means converting a simulation into the software, converting a piece of code into the software. Up to now, we have not yet touched any hardware. We are only in a software. We have taken a different programming language, VHDL or Verilog. Then we have checked its block diagram. We have checked the block diagram of all logic gates, then internal block diagram. We have checked that synthesis report is also there. I'll just show you the synthesis report. How many inputs are there? How many outputs are there? All the things are there. Then we have checked that simulation. We have not yet connected any hardware. Now we will coming to the physical implementation. Physical implementation means converting any software into the hardware. In that physical implementation, we will be having the 3 steps. Those 3 steps are: translate. Here I am writing the steps for a physical implementation are: translate, translate, translate. Means whatever the logic you have written, it should be translated. Then we have mapping. Map that netlist, whatever the logic we have written. For example, we have written the all gates logic, that should be translated. Then it should be mapped. It should be mapped in an FPGA. We are having the FPGA like this. This is the array, rows and columns, like this. This is the FPGA. This is the FPGA, and it will be mapped. It will be mapped somewhere here, somewhere here. One input is here, one output is here. Clock pulses are there, like this. Translate, map, play, E and R. E and R stands for place and route. E and R stands for place and route. So this is the implementation. Means converting any software, converting any simulated software to the hardware. That step is a physical implementation, and in the physical implementation we will be having a translate, map, and place and route. So these things, again, this is a theoretical approach. Now we will see practically how these things will appear. Okay. So again, I'll share the screen. I'll be showing the screen. This is my ISC. This is my ISC. This is the program. Whatever I have shown this program in my previous lecture, this is all gates program. I have checked the RTL of this one, and I have even checked the simulation of this one. Now what I'll do, I'll implement this one. For implementing design, translate should be done, map should be done, place and route should be done. I have already implemented this one. For your understanding, what I'll do, I'll just remove this one. I'll save this one once again. Now again I'll implement run. So this is being processing. I am not touching the RTL part. RTL we have done. RTL is nothing but the design. I am not touching the simulation. Simulation, I have checked its simulation in a previous lecture. Now I am implementing design. For implementing the design, I should have this file. This file. This is the user constraint file. X, Y are my inputs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G are my outputs. So these are the pins. This I am communicating my software with the hardware. So that's the reason I require these pins. Okay, this should be locked. This should be locked, and this is the technology, LVTL CMOS technology we are using. I'll show how to write this UCF file also. Synthesis is being done. And see, translate part has been done. Each and everything. When the translate part has been done, .ngd file is created. .ngd file, ngc. See, whatever the process it is being done, here it is showing. After the translate, 0 errors, 0 warnings. You can observe here. Then this indicates that the translation part is completed. Then it is moving to the mapping part. That logic gates are being translated. Then it has been mapped. Mapping means it will be putting there. It will map. After that, E and R, place and route. After that, the mapping has been done, then place and route. Place and route is generating. PCF file. For each and everything, we will get a file. All those files will be located here. This path, G, DHDL files, FPGA prog. Under this path, we will be having .ngr file. For a RTL simulation, we will be having .ngr file. For this translate, we will be having .ngc. For mapping, we will be having .ngd. For place and route, for this, we will be having .pcf file. All these files will be locating in this folder. Generating timing constraints. See, that has been done. Next, we require a bit file. This process, I'll stop share. I'll again share the screen. This is the implementation, physical implementation. Whatever we have done now is the physical implementation. After the physical implementation, what we have? After the physical implementation, we have again a verification. After that, a final review. Then we have system integration and test. We require a bit file, bit stream file. We have done a physical verification, physical implementation for translate, map, and place and route. System, we have to test. We have to test in the hardware whether all the gates are working properly or not. Whatever the logic gates, we have written a logic, whether that is working or not. For X and Y inputs, A, B, C, D, E, F, G outputs, whether they are getting the outputs or not. That one we have to test. Not in a simulation, in a synthesis process. We have to connect one physical hardware and we have to test that one. For that, we require a bit file. Okay. So if I just click this one, generate programming, generating bit stream, the bit stream is being generated. Generating bit stream. When the bit file is generated, we can load that bit file and we can check the output. Okay, that is the FPGA flow. That is the flow of any UDM, universal design methodology. When we have tested for an FPGA, then that means that we can fabricate an IC. We can give these results to the fabrication industries, then they will prepare the integrated circuit. ICs are two types. One is FPGA based IC, one is the application specific integrated circuit. Now, whatever I have generated is the FPGA based IC. I am getting the FPGA based IC. This specification, these things I'll give to the fabrication, then they will produce n number of integrated circuits. After being tested, all the flow, all the this is the most important, the design flow, right from design specifications to testing. All this should be done properly. If any mistake at any point of time is there, then we have to, it is an iterative process, we have to go back and then we have to check it. Okay, now under this one, G DHDL files, FPGA prog, under that we will be having all the files, whatever the files has been generated. For example, for translate one file, for mapping one file, for place and route one file, for bit file, bit stream, we will be having .bit extension. All these things we will be checked. We will use this path and then we will check whether all the files are loaded or not. we'll be using the G VHDL files. Under that VHDL files, FPGA Pro. Yes, got it. Now I'm sharing the screen. Share screen. FPGA Pro. This is my folder. Yes. VHDL files FPGA Pro. Yeah, G VHDL files FPGA Pro. This is a folder. NCD file is there. NGC file is there. ECF file is there. Bit file is also there. .bat extension. This file is enough to load the file and to check the output. Okay. Now, again, what I'll do, I'll share the screen. The translate map place and route input output planning. If I check this input output planning, if I click this input output planning, one window will open. In that window, we can lock this one. X is my input, Y is my input. These all are my outputs. These all are my outputs. No need to write the code for this one. By clicking this input output planning, plan ahead software will open. In that we can lock and we can map it and we can place and route. Whatever the things we have done here, we can check it. We can check all those things. Okay. It requires some time. Plan ahead output. It is opening. It is opening. So far, the steps are most important. I will just recapitulate the steps. Design specifications, then the design specifications should be reviewed. Then we are having the design. The design is nothing but the RTL. RTL is nothing but the block diagram. In that block diagram, there will be internal block diagram. Internal block diagram. Again, if I click that internal block diagram, there will be again internal block diagram. This approach is nothing but the top-down design methodology. Right from ALU has been splitted in the adder. If I again go for a adder, 32-bit adder, there will be A input 32-bit, B input 32-bit. That 32, A is 32 and B is 32. Okay, that thing will be going for the, again, if I split that one, that again will have some logic. That again will have some logic, and ultimately it will be a transistors. Or transistors in the FPGA. See, that plan head has opened. That has been opened. Share screen. Plan ahead. This is a plan ahead software. Many plan heads opened here. I need only one plan head. Many opened. Okay, once again I'll so this is about this UDM, Universal Design Methodology. Okay, we have seen all the steps of the UDM. In the next lecture, we'll be discussing about the hardware description languages. That will be the learning outcome 4 in the unit 2. Those things will be discussed in the next lecture. Okay, if you are having okay, thank you very much.